everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over Classic Supersonic and the Heavy Gunner Egg Robo for Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Mania by Jakks. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. Here is the box for Supersonic. Accessory included a red spring we've seen before, but Supersonic in the box looks amazing. Sonic the Hedgehog Supersonic made by Jakks. Sonic is on the corner up here. He's classic and articulated. On the back we do have a bunch of articulation over here. The rest of the figures in the wave, and that Supersonic is the ultimate form of Sonic. Looking really nice. On the bottom we have the figure. On the top we have the figure. On the sides we have the figure. Now let's open Supersonic. Opening the box is like opening the rest of the boxes. You just pull this tab on the bottom and slowly make your way around. It's pretty easy and pretty simple. Just watch out for tearing a lot, because I like to keep my cards intact and in somewhat mint condition, at least once I open these. It isn't that difficult. Just be very gentle with it and be very careful with any loose hanging parts like that. Move the figure out, keep the cards, ditch the plastic, and we have Classic Supersonic is finally here. What an amazing looking figure. I love this. This is wonderful. Really nicely done. I love the sculpting for the back of the head. It's so great. Looks like bananas in a way, kind of like almost like a big bunch of bananas over here, or many yellow sharks for some reason. I'm not sure. He looks really angry and mad. He has to carry around all the Chaos Emeralds with him. We have this sort of scowl with the eyebrows, a scowl with this over here. The nose looks painted pretty well, as do the eyes, and there are seam lines that are visible, but whatever, I guess. But I do think there are a couple nitpicks and issues I have with this piece. We have a splotch over here as well as over here and up there by the brow and on the ear. It just isn't really that great. Could be better, I think, but this is a nice head for your Classic Supersonic. And the head can swivel all the way around. That's all you got. The body looks really nice. I don't think we've ever seen Sonic with two fists. This is great. They are usually with one cupped hand or the other cupped hand and one fist, but no, it's both fists. He's ready to rock and beat up Eggman. His arm can go up this far and down. Not really that great. All the way around, he can swivel over here and a little bit of pivoting everywhere around. The body doesn't move itself. I like how this looks. It's very nicely painted, unlike the other version I got. On the back, we have the quills moving down as well as the tail. Same mold as your usual Sonic, but with a yellow super flare. And the feet are your regular Sonic shoes. They look really nice and red though here. I love this. And the paint came out pretty clean for these feet. I like how they look. Really nice on the tops. And we also on the sides have the buckles, the echidna. The legs can move up and back and swivel and also go up out this far and then single joint knee right there, and you get a nice pivot all the way around for that boot. But I think these are really loose. It's a super loose kind of foot and leg. It's kind of a shame. Something to look out for. When the mold degrades, when they use it this much, it usually gets really bad. And on a figure like this that you want to be really durable against Eggman, I don't think he would stand up to him, at least in this form. Classic Supersonic comes with this red spring. It's a nice spring. It can move. Make a little clicky noise. You also have this peg down the bottom. But I'm not a big fan of this being used for this figure. We could have had a Chaos Emerald, but instead we have a spring. Lame. And here is Classic Supersonic next to all the Chaos Emeralds, turning him into Supersonic. A really great sight. And here is Classic Supersonic finally with his regular counterpart. I'm so glad to have these in the collection now, as well as Hypersonic. We have again from Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the trio. I'm so happy also to hear that Sonic 3 and Knuckles is coming out this year in film and television form. Yes, I'm so excited. Classic Supersonic stands at about, I would say, 4 inches, 3.5 inches or so tall. But sadly, Classic Supersonic was put in jail for speeding. Find out who arrested him right after this. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. Here is the Heavy Gunner from Sonic Mania. Inside the packaging, we have Sonic the Hedgehog Jakks Heavy Gunner, accessory included. What is that? It's a heavy gun! On the sides, he looks awesome. On the front, he looks awesome. On the top, he looks awesome. Sonic over here, articulated and classic. On the back, the more destructive member of the hard-boiled heavies. It demands you respect its authority. Really cool boss fight for this guy, by the way. Really nice articulation for him as well. The rest of the figures in the wave, all the legalese you ever need. Now let's open the Heavy Gunner with 13 points of articulation. Opening the box box as easy as Sonic from before. Take it from the bottom, go all the way around, taking care to not destroy it that much. And it looks really great. Opening it up, discarding the plastic, and we have the Heavy Gunner coming with a sticker you peel off. It's very simple, very easy, and very neat. The Heavy Gunner's head sculpt is really nicely done. I love the eyes. They're red and bulbous. They also have this little cap over here kind of thing, as well as a siren head. That's pretty neat. It isn't translucent or anything, but it's painted red at least. Some little wings on the sides, at least 3 of them, and a little intercom over here. The head does swivel and works out pretty nicely. It doesn't swivel too far without getting stuck over here at least, but it's a nice head for this Heavy Gunner. The body is nicely done with a sheriff star right over here, looking great. It is strapped to his body, letting you know who's boss. We do have these 2 little sort of Eggman kind of buttons over here. They're pretty neat, and the arms are nice too. I believe they're new, kind of. Actually, not even reuse from the other Egg Robo. They do have better articulation too, going up even farther than the previous ones. It's very nice. You do get a swivel at the hand at least as well, and a little bit of pivot here and there for both arms really nicely. That's really awesome and super cool. And this hand probably holds something we'll get to later on in the accessories section, but it is a nice body as well as arms for this Heavy Gunner. And the legs are basically similar to the Egg Robo, and I'm hoping they aren't really that bad. I may have to heat these up actually to get them moving, but moving to the side is much better than moving to the front. I have to really work at this articulation to get it going. Once I get it going, it's fine. It is kind of gummy though, and really hurting over here. It's kind of a shame. You do get the knee going back and forward as well. He is double jointed and a swivel over here, also a swivel up here too at the top, as well as a swivel at the bottom with no real articulation down here. Kind of a shame, but it's pretty okay. I'm just worried about this joint over here, and it is nice. The shoes are a nice blue, and I like how this is sort of a bluish kind of gray. It's lovely. And on the back, he does have 2 nozzle rocket things that are really neat. Little jetpack over here. It does twist all the way around at least very nicely. I wish there was some fire down here. That'd be cool. It isn't painted that well. There's a lot of little splotches of whatever. Could have been party confetti. I'm not sure what this is, but it is nice. You can twist this to have him move and shift every which way. That's pretty neat. It's a really nice feature, and I didn't notice this on the back. That's pretty cool. This little sort of cross section over here. Very nicely done. What would a Heavy Gunner be without his heavy gun? A really nice piece over here that looks cool. On the back, there's something, I guess, a little feeding area, as well as on the front, a little sort of like blaster point, as well as a sight up here, and something else down here, a trigger over here that doesn't really move at all. It's a very static piece, very sort of square in a way, but really nicely done. There's also a connecting piece going from here to here, connecting these 2 together. So there's more connectors over here, and some nice little sort of fins over here on this side. A very good piece. And going back to his namesake, it puts in his hand very well, and it fits very nicely. The trigger holding really well, and the Heavy Gunner is ready to get ya. And here is the Heavy Gunner next to a regular Egg Robo that turned into the Heavy Gunner, as well as Eggman himself, and I gotta say they look great. Those little buttons on the bottom are really fun and funny, and I just love how the Heavy Gunner and the Egg Robo have similar guns that are pretty cool. I do not know which one I like the best. I think I'm leaning more towards the Heavy Gunner now. It just looks a little bit cooler than the regular Egg Robo. And for further comparison, we have Classic Supersonic and the Heavy Gunner Egg Robo next to Mighty and Ray from Sonic Mania. Overall, Classic Mania. Supersonic is possibly one of the coolest things about Sonic the Hedgehog, and I really love how he looks here. I really love how Supersonic looks here. It's so clean. The tan, black, white, red, and yellow especially really shine. I'm glad Jakks went back to that plain yellow for a nice classic feel instead of going glittery like the Supersonic 3-pack. I'm also glad they gave Supersonic and Hypersonic fists. They really fit the character. I also feel like getting this display for the Chaos Emeralds was a really good choice. I'm glad I got it. The Heavy Gunner Egg Robo is ripped straight from the game, and I really love how he looks. You can tell he's an upgrade from the previous Egg Robos, especially with that heavy gun to match. I love the police motifs on the figure too. The blue, the siren, the star, all nice. I remember his boss fight being pretty tough in Sonic Mania, and I'm glad it shows on the figure. And the articulation is good on the figure. It's very similar to the Egg Robo, but a little bit different in regards to the ankles. I think it's a downgrade. If you're a fan of Sonic Mania or Sonic the Hedgehog Jakks specific figures in general, you probably already have these, but if not, I would recommend both of them. Supersonic is an iconic character in the franchise that every fan would want, and the Heavy Gunner Egg Robo is a great badnik to add to your collection of Eggman robots, especially seeing as the Heavy King is coming out soon. soon. But make no mistake, these figures are a blast from the past. So which figure here is your favorite? The Heavy Gunner Egg Robo or Classic Supersonic? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com for more reviews like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and keep being creative. Stay tuned.